Hey everyone, welcome back to the Basically Sisters podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Natalia.
Happy Monday again.
And
Y'all getting treated. Okay, we coming through with another bonus episode for y'all.
Yep. Based on we know we did this last 2 weeks ago and we're doing it again. We might throw in a few bonus episodes. We don't know. We keep you on your toes.
Okay.
You gotta stay connected. Are you following us? That's what you know if we drop bonus episodes.
Exactly. It'll be a little surprise on Mondays. Are they dropping or are they not?
Well, we have our first.
We have our regular schedule.
Yeah, first and third Mondays will always be dropping, but if there's a bonus episode in between, that's very dependent on if we have time to record one or if we have a little bit extra from an episode we want to cut. But yeah. Anyways, with that, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's part 2 to our conversation we had last week on Dealbreaker. So if you haven't listened to that already, definitely give it a listen. And yeah, with that, enjoy the episode.
Enjoy the episode. Have a great week.
And
we'll see y'all next week. All right, bye y'all.
Okay, so basically I'm going to be just reading a few Reddit. Now that we went through our list of I feel like the deal breakers we just talked about are pretty common deal breakers we can agree upon. I want there's some online that I saw that's asking, is this a deal breaker or a red flag?
Okay.
And we're gonna kind of decide. All right. So this person needs advice. I've been dating this guy, 27, for a couple months. Happy with things overall, no major issues. Today we're having a conversation about his cat he just got a few months ago. Well, the cat is probably no older than a year, so he's really rowdy, has gone into the trash, bothers the dog, as cats and pets do in general, really. My boyfriend said if he came home one day and the cat tore apart his place, he would kill it. So at first I thought he was joking, of course, and then suddenly he starts going down this whole rant about how he's actually not a cat person and really hates cats, which, okay, that's fine. But then he basically said that if the cat pissed him off enough, he would go right to the... Okay, we're not doing this one.
Yeah, that sounds...
We're not doing this one.
Yeah, that... It was getting... It was giving Kill Bill.
I didn't read this one.
Yeah. Because I'm like, what is he going to do? Freaking skin it? Jesus Christ.
The next part of it...
When you stopped, I was like, oh, I already know where this is going. I'm like, oh yeah, that took a dark turn because she just stopped reading out loud.
No, he was gonna go to the gun cabinet or something.
Yo. Not yet. Whoa. That's a freaking red. That's a deal breaker. Because why are you just killing why are you plotting? That's premeditated murder. So, I would get him locked up for real.
Okay. Here's one. Okay. You find out that... So, I found out that my girlfriend was a sugar baby in college. Is this a deal breaker?
I don't think so.
Why would that be a deal breaker? That's kind of judgmental.
Yeah. Why would that be Why would that be a deal breaker?
Yeah, I guess the thing is it's about somebody's past, things that they did.
But that's the past.
Or people why?
But it's not like she's over here.
That's not anything wrong with her morals. It's not like we said, it's not like she's cheating.
Yeah, exactly. She's just getting the funds. She's in college. I know a lot of people that done some weird stuff in college. That tuition ain't cheap. Somebody got to pay for it.
Some people in these comments are like, I had a friend who was one, and they were never the same after. They looked at men as prizes or marks and never as partners. All right.
Pal. Someone hide his keyboard.
No, literally.
Unplug the Wi-Fi router. Please. And
yeah,
get him out of here. No, I don't think that's a deal breaker. But also, that's okay, what if... I don't want to put your boyfriend, in this position, but I'm saying, what if in his past, he was a stripper in college? Because that's, a thing that women find out. about men.
About men being strippers?
Yeah, like in their past, like during college or like early 20s. Would you care?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, I would be
show
like,
me
show
the
me
moves.
the video. Show me the move.
I'm trying to get a laugh.
My boyfriend's gonna be like, how the heck did I get
No,
dragged
literally,
into
he's
this?
gonna be like, how did I get in?
No, but I mean, like, why is that? Like, if you really love somebody and you see them for who, like, why does their past, if they...
Okay, I understand the past in certain contexts.
In certain contexts.
For these, it's not like, oh, morally... I mean, some people think that's a moral issue, though, like being a stripper or being a sugar baby.
I've heard it more the fact that men don't respect women who are strippers. Like, they can't put that, like, they can't deal with it. Like, it's too much for them if they were a stripper.
Which, who cares?
Yeah, I don't...
Somebody had to pay the bill.
I mean, if
Get it how you live,
would
I guess.
honestly, I feel like if that was a guy, that should be a flex.
That should be a
like,
flex.
you're like, one, you're dating a woman. That's an art. That's a talent.
No, literally? Well, I mean,
it depends on
who. What were they good?
What club you're at. But, like,
Facts.
if you're at, like, a top club in, like, Miami or something, like, that, you have to be very talented to be up there. So, I don't know. I feel like this person sounds kind of judgmental.
But yeah, guys do clown each other for things like that. Like, oh, yeah, like, you're marrying a stripper? Like, why would you marry a stripper? You know? Like, that's like a little, like, dig that men do to one another.
No, literally. All right, here's a funny one. Is having an Android phone a deal breaker?
I'm wheezing, yo. You know, I've literally talked about Androids more in the past week than ever. Is it a deal breaker? No. Is it a red flag? Potentially. Because I'm not texting you through WhatsApp.
I mean...
And I'm not doing the green bubble either.
Yeah, my dad has has an Android, and it already, like, the family group chats in WhatsApp, which I don't really mind.
See, my family group chat is just in Messenger.
Yeah, iMessage is so nice though to text.
Exactly. Just get with the winning team and stop playing games. And this is for
I mean, that's
people.
not a deal breaker.
They know who they are. They know who they are.
Okay, here's one when we've talked about this on the pod before. Can voice be a deal breaker?
Can what?
Like the voice, like if you go
100%. Your
if
voice.
If you don't like somebody's voice, is that a deal breaker?
Because I gotta hear it all the time. 100% deal breaker.
So
what did I say before?
Let me just read this little story that someone posted on Reddit. Met someone online, texted for a while, and called yesterday. For some reason, I'm really stuck on his voice. It's almost nasally and somewhat accented, which is fine. And it doesn't reflect on how he is as a person, but it's stuck in my mind whenever he talks. Maybe it's because I had this expectation built in my head based off how he talked and his pictures, which is completely unfair. Anyone else struggle with this? How do you overcome it?
Deal breaker. Sorry.
And everyone in the comments said a deal breaker, absolutely.
I mean, that's something that they can't change, and you're gonna have to deal with forever.
Oh, that's so sad, though. Yeah, yeah.
There's
someone goes, I could never date a Fran Drescher. Who is that? Drescher type voice.
Oh, Fran from the Nanny, the show.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that's who they're referencing. Y'all don't come for me. That's not right.
Yeah. That's the issue. That's people are like, well, that's the risk you take with talking to people online. You don't really know much about them. And then you start imagining.
Well, Hinge, they got them goddamn voice notes.
Oh, they got those voice notes.
And let me tell you, them voice notes be making me go, oh, perfect. I'm glad I heard you speak, and it's gonna be an X for me. Thank you. Thanks. And they be putting it mad high in their profile. It's like the second thing. It's like their picture and then their voice memo. And it's never
voice notes
for the most part.
We had a whole conversation like a year ago, back when we were both on the apps at the same time, about the voice notes.
Mind you, I think I was on the apps for like 3 days.
But yeah, when I used to be on the apps, like, I think my friends and I, we'd be like going through these. The voice notes were actually hilarious. I'm like, why is
but
this?
Not even necessarily because they were funny.
They were funny, but in a way, like, why would you post this?
Sometimes I wonder what runs through the mind of men.
There was ones that had us in tears laughing. I was like,
And some of them were actually funny. Very rare, though.
but yeah, I mean, that's a good way of telling somebody's voice. But it's funny because, like, I talked to my boyfriend about it, like, now, or not like now, but like after when we started dating, we talk about like Hinge and like the cringy parts of it. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, some of the worst parts was like listening to some of the voice memos that people would leave. He's like, yeah, like it was the same thing on the guy's end. Like some girls would like leave really cringy voice memos. Like they'd be like, oh, this is like, they would do like he said one example he remembered was like this girl making like a just got up out of bed voice, like, this is me, I just
Ew.
yeah, and he was like, it was
Immediate
forced.
ick.
I was like, yeah,
But no, that's basically the same. It's always the shower thoughts one. They put on their sexy voice. Relax. Like, this is not sexy time.
unless you got a musical talent.
Yeah, but remember that one he whipped. Didn't he
Somebody
play the
whipped
guitar?
out a guitar. I saw
That
a few
was fire.
I saw a few musical talents. I was like, all right, you do you. But some
Yeah,
of them were
eat.
like,
But the other ones, I'm like,
I don't
child,
know.
who told you? I wonder, like, did your friends tell you, like, yeah, post that, bro?
I don't know, because if my friends were doing like a dating profile, I would be like, no,
I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
you're gonna scare people.
You're scaring the hoes. Like, you're scaring the hoes away.
I mean, I think also, I don't know. It's a tough one, but yeah, voice.
Voice, deal breaker. That's an easy deal breaker. Which some
Okay.
people think my voice is annoying.
Yeah, and I guess you're right. If you think, yeah, then that would probably just like get.
Imagine hearing a voice that you don't want to hear. Think of like a high school teacher that we had, and you didn't like their voice.
I feel bad though. Like you can't really. That's sad.
Yeah, but realistically,
That's
you'll
true.
find someone that will put up
Yeah,
with that.
that's
It's
true.
just not gonna be me.
That's true.
Because I've met some people, and I've heard some voices, and I think, how can one listen to that all day?
I'm
but-
weak.
We move.
All right, so here's one. Is finding someone somewhat boring a deal breaker for you? Let me read the context.
Okay.
Say you met someone who physically ticks all your boxes, who has a decent sense of humor and values and principles. However, you don't share a huge amount of common ground in terms of your interests and topics, so you don't often enjoy conversations with them as you might, and find them a bit simpler than you in the way would think. Is that a deal breaker? I've had people tell me that I should just save my deeper conversations about philosophy, music, psychology, art, etc. for friends, and just focus on having endearing / sexy conversation with my partner.
What?
I don't know why
Who's
they.
the friends? Send them to jail. That's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker. I agree. 'Cause
Why?
if you
That's
can't,
all those things you can't talk about with your partner, the one that you're gonna potentially marry and spend the rest of your life
That's
with.
what I'm saying,
You're
yeah.
gonna be around that person the most.
yeah, and I think it's one thing. It's like, okay, in a relationship, there's definitely more like. There might be some boring, like not every moment's gonna be like
Yeah, like
you're doing
sparks
some,
flying.
yeah. But like to have like you can't bring up conversation on things you like, and I get it.
music.
You're not gonna, you and your partner will not have 100% the same interests, and if you do, like,
Well, yeah, you struck gold, but
that's very hard to find someone who has the exact same interests that you have. Like,
yeah,
but like for the most part, people are like, if you really love your partner, you're like interested in hearing what they have to say.
exactly.
And I'm sure it goes vice versa as long as you're both talking about it. If you get bored,
Deal breaker.
I mean, are they not willing to like? But my thing is like, okay, well, this person was saying they can't talk to them about their interests. They must not have any interests at all that align. Then what brought them together? Because I feel like usually you're looking at interests at like
Maybe
at least one
maybe
artist that
it's
you
the
like.
Boom Boom Room.
Well, they said, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker. Cause what? Like,
This person says, I think for a healthy long-term relationship, you should have a deeper level of compatibility with your partner, but you can't expect your partner to match your passion in all areas. And then the person responds, I think the problem is that the potential partner does not match the other person's passions in any area. Okay, so that is a deal breaker. If there's no alignment at all.
yeah, obviously, that's
No.
back to your question. How the hell did they meet up? Like, what made them link? Like, yeah, we're in it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Deal breaker. Come on. That's an easy one. Like, why would you even ask that? Like, she doesn't have friends that she could ask that? That's an easy deal breaker. Hey, girl. Yeah, I met this guy. We have no similar interests. I'm going to say, okay.
Yeah, then what do you talk about?
Yeah, like, is this your friend? Like, I don't understand. Like,
well, they can't even, they can't even really be friends. They've got, like, no interests.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how are y'all, like...
And your partner should be someone you could really be friends with also.
Yeah, it should be your friend. So I'm like, how would that work?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would... If one of my friends came up to me and told me that, I'm like, so why are you with them? Really?
Yeah, no.
Y'all like going out to eat? Like, I don't understand. But that's like an interest too, technically. So if nothing really aligns, then how does she think that's gonna last long term?
That's what my thing is. I mean, I think it's a guy, but a girl, but...
Oh, girl, guy, whoever. Oh, child.
I don't know. Oh, is shift work a deal breaker? Like, you work different shifts and different hours. Like, for example, you work day and they work nights.
I don't think that's a deal breaker. My parents did that. But
That's a
married.
tough one, though.
They were married, though, so maybe that's different. But
getting to know somebody,
yeah,
and dating them.
I don't think that's a deal breaker. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. I think you just have to really... It would come from if they're trying to make it work or not.
Exactly. That would just prove...
But that would make it very hard, but...
That would make it definitely hard. What about, like... Yeah, that would... Yeah, like long distance. I don't know if that's necessarily a deal breaker for me. But like someone that lives, like, in a different country, different time zone.
Yeah, that could be...
Because that's kind of the same as that.
I'm not... Yeah, that's just... That's tough, though. Like, especially if you're starting to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
Like, when do you see each other? Weekends, I guess.
I guess, sure. But what if they work weekends?
Yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's a good match, then I think you're gonna try to make it work. Point blank. If you see, like, okay, this is actually... We actually are fire together. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, yeah.
Then
I mean,
like,
you'll know. If it's the right person, you'll make it work. But
exactly.
Like, yeah.
Can't relate.
Wait. I don't know. I don't want to do this one. I'll do like one more.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, here's a good one. Last one. Is being friendly with an ex a deal breaker?
Ooh.
That's okay.
There's so many different things with that, because what's your definition of friendly? And then I need the context. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, why did y'all break up? What was the reason? What was the reason? Wouldn't say that.
That's tough.
That's tough.
I mean,
what's friendly?
I think if it's like...
Are you wishing them a happy birthday still?
Yeah. Are you guys like chatting a lot?
Like, are you friends? But I have friends I don't talk to all the time. Sure.
That would be a deal breaker for me. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I
think it depends, though.
I think it depends, because you need to... I would need the context. If it's an ex that they went through a tumultuous, whatever the word is, tumultuous relationship with, then why are you friends with them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is their...
Like, why did you... I mean...
Where's the connection there? Like, and I also know that people always say, like, sometimes, like, you realize that you're just better off as friends.
Yeah, and that one...
But I'm like, can you ever go back to being just friends with an ex?
I think it
think
depends
that's a
on how
blurred
long
line.
you were dating and like what.
Again, context really does matter.
If it was like a high school like
Exactly.
person you dated for a bit or like had a fling with, all right, you're cool now as friends. Like, okay, that one, it's high. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that isn't
But
necessarily.
even then, like, what if that was their high school sweetheart? They were supposed to be together forever. And then, for whatever reason, they broke up, and then now they're friends again. And then in the back of your head, you're like...
I don't really know, honestly. I think it could be a deal breaker. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, especially if there's like...
I think it would be a very,
Unless
very large red flag.
The only time it would work is if you met the partner through the ex. Like, for example, your friend broke up with, say, like, you had a friend that broke up with somebody, and they're like, listen, like, I broke up with them, but we're better off as friends. A year later, be like, honestly, I feel like you guys would be compatible.
I don't get that what you're saying. Put it in a context that I could get. Like, use me in that example.
Okay, so say your friend, we'll make up a name. I can't come up with a name. You have a friend named Leslie.
Okay.
And she breaks up with her boyfriend John.
Yeah.
You already knew Leslie and John. They were chill.
Yeah.
And then like whatever year
And
goes,
Leslie's like, girl,
year goes
you
by and be like, I think you and John
first of all,
might be end game.
it's giving girl code. What the hell?
It's given like a romantic comedy.
No,
It's
literally
given
rom-com. Hey,
No.
girl, broke up with him a year ago, but y'all?
No,
I
but
think y'all
some
for
people are like,
lifers.
listen, like we just were not on the same page. Some people literally, not
Well,
every breakup
is bad.
not every breakup is like crying and oh my
Throwing
God, how
up,
could you
sliding
do-"
against the wall,
yeah, like
playing Let It Burn.
No,
and
literally,
You Got
some-
It Bad.
some breakups are like sad, but they're like, listen, like we're just better off as friends, and that happens.
That does happen.
I mean, most breakups I've seen are pretty tragic, but
facts. It's most breakups I've seen have been like a freaking car crash. Like it's just
no,
like,
no. But I think like if you met them through, then maybe
no, that's weird. I wouldn't even do that though.
do that. Yeah, no.
You're like, oh, okay, like I only know you because you dated my friend, so now I'm gonna hop on to go for the ride. No, I'll pass. Buddy.
I think it's a deal breaker.
I think it's
in
a
most
very,
cases
very,
it's a deal breaker. There's very rare cases where it's not.
That's why I put it as a very large red flag, because there are some scenarios where I'm like, okay, it's not weird. Like you guys dated for like what, 2 months? Okay, does that count?
I don't know. Let us know what y'all think. I
That's
think most
a good
people are
one.
gonna be like deal breaker.
Deal
And
breaker.
for me, it's a deal breaker. Like I can think of very rare cases where it wouldn't be, but like
I feel like it's more normalized for women to be friends with their ex than men. Not necessarily normalized, but maybe like more accepted. Like I feel like
I
as
agree,
a
'cause
woman,
usually women aren't really going.
you know what I'm saying? Like as a woman in a relationship, if my boyfriend is friends with their ex, I'm gonna be like, what? But if I say that I'm friends with my ex, then it's kind of like,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
it's different. So what do y'all think?
Let us know.
I'm very intrigued to see
I'm
what
intrigued too.
y'all say, because that one's
Yeah, that was a hot one. To be honest.
that's a
Let
hot
us
one to
know.
end it on. She said mic drop.